Rahim. Without wasting our time, this is our third lecture regarding political science. Here we are going to discuss political science and its relationship with other social sciences or sciences. It's very important to discuss its introduction at the very start. That what do you understand by human knowledge? As we know that human knowledge is one, and it is we have bifurcated or making divided in different segments or parts. So parts like we have divided into different knowledge like physics, chemistry, biology, history, chemistry, psychology, geography, many more. So among other conveniences, the most important are the limitations of human life, mind and effort. As the ancients said that art is long but life is short. So in modern times, knowledge has become so vast and so complex that it is physically impossible for a man to devote himself to more than the branches of it. So, however, to understand it, we have divided it. So, we cannot ignore the relationship of political science with the rest of the sciences on the because the rest of the sciences has a great influence on political science and political science over them. So how the discoveries are the inventions like the maths in seventh century, philosophy in 8th century, economics in 19th century, and the most important is Darwin's discovery of evolution. Biology deeply affected political thinking, the thought process. So it would be a detailed discussion for you to you can write more and more about it in the introductory part. So without wasting, we would like to start. The first one is that political science and history. uh, we I'm going to start here from the sayings of John Seeley that history without political science has no fruit, and political science without history has no root. So this statement is shows the relationship of both. History provides the raw material. History is very important to provide the raw material to the political science. So history gives us what as it were the third dimension of political science. So in other words, we can say the third dimension, the thickness is to a material body, is history to political science. History uh, give that material on the basis of which it supports it makes its pillars. So history gives instance that the people who are denied share in political power what they were. So for you that it is what we study the origins of the states, their revolutions, their evolutions. We study about the political institutions, how they forms, and what are from which means phases they have passed. So this has a direct relationship with it. Similarly, material for formulating principles, laws, and theories. So history provides to the theorist the material on the basis of which they form some theories, the laws, the principles. Similarly, we can say that politics is vulgar when not elaborated by history. You, being the student of literature, you may get most important material from your history of English literature, on the basis of which you stand a great edifice of your literature. So the next point is I am going short because the large videos would be it would be difficult for you to download all those larger MBs videos. So political science and sociology. You have studied sociology and you are studying political science, so I think there would be no difficulty for you to write more about political science and sociology, that the demands of the both the subject is being separate on demand is separate but touching on many points like state uh, sociological one as well as political institution, more social than political. Sociology. Sociology is a general science of society. It covers all the areas, all the aspects, rightly start from individual up to the state and many more. So political science is a specialized one. It studies those which comes under its heading. The political scientist studies those, but they get data from sociology. So political science becomes a narrower one and more sophisticated than sociology. But we cannot ignore that both are going in a different directions, in spite of all distinctions between political science and sociology, and mutually contributory, contribute to each other in knowledge regarding the origin, suppose regarding the origin and evolution of the political institutions, authorities, and the laws of the social control. While political science contributes to sociology, like the knowledge concerning the organization and activities of the state, which is a part of general society. So political science begins with assumption that man is a political being. Sociology explains how and why he became a political being. This was a question which I think one of your class fellow asked me in the previous lecture. So it starts exactly where Aristotle started, with the doctrine that man is a political animal. The political scientist, therefore, ought to be at the same time a sociologist and vice versa. So, Garner says that the exact boundaries of the two sciences cannot be rigidly defined. Understand this without wasting our time. Go to another one, economics, political science, and economics. So close the relationship of both is that between economics and political science that earlier writers considered economics as a branch of politics. So it was then known as a political economics and was defined as the art of providing revenue for the state. But now they are no doubt regarded as quite separate sciences. Still, there are subjects like the public opinion. We have listened these are public opinion, tariff, laws, public utilities, nationalization, and industries, which are the common to the both the sciences we can use in political science as well as in economics. So, political ideas and institutions, the activities, and even the forms of the governments are now greatly influenced by economic conditions. So again, so both these are have an interdependence. For instance, there is a feudal government in medieval Europe, the rise of the liberal democracy of the 19th century, socialism of 20th century are due to the economic revolutions, landlordism, industrial revolution, gross economic inequalities, etc., etc. So production and distribution of wealth, all this comes under the banner of these two. Next comes psychology. You have studied psychology, what psychology is, and what is the relation of psychology with political science. So, to understand political phenomena by psychological laws means modern political scientists show a marked tendency to explain political phenomena by means of psychological laws. How? The application of the psychological clue to the riddles of human activity has indeed become the fashion of the day. If our fathers thought biologically, we think psychologically. Barker Barker says that this statement. For instance, public opinion, nationalism, political parties, these are psychological one. So when we watch the certain incidents on the TV, so we if we, being a political scientist, we go into the depth of all those, that there are certain psychological tone which changes the political ongoing or activities. Those are the sentiments, huh? Those are the habits, those are the instincts, those are the emotions, those are the imitations, which are the basis of all those practical implication of all those. So a knowledge of the working of the human mind proves very useful understanding human institutions and relationships. In the past, we studied, suppose in the foreign policy of different nation, that suppose if you study the foreign policy of American foreign policy, you studied some presidents of America, that somehow they were cool and patient in some were aggressive and someone. So those and those directly linked with the state policies. So this is a very detailed one, that how we see the detente and ease or tension in the US Russia relations. So politics has its roots in psychology, the study of mental habits and violational proclivities of mankind. It is said by Lord Bryce. Political science and geography, we know that this is the geography which can change the destiny of the nation. So the relationship of both is very deep, it's very high, it is very strong. A strong geographical location can change your position in the world politics. Suppose if you have a good geographical location, like there is a plenty of rain, there is a very good climate, so you will have abundance of natural resources, and definitely you will change the it will change your destiny, like import and export. So a country which has no not a good geography means when there is a huge barren areas, so the climatic condition changes, so natural resources. So this all has a direct relation with your subject of political science, your climatic condition and all those geography. These and many more you can write by yourself: the relationship of political science with ethics, the relationship of political science uh, with many other areas, what you know. So this